Have you ever looked at a country and felt like something invisible still splits it in two? In February 2025, Germany held one of its most shocking elections since the reunification in 1990. The center-left SPD party suffered its worst loss ever. But what really caught people's eyes was the map. The east of the country turned blue, the color of the AfD, a far-right party founded in 2013. The west stayed mostly black, representing the CDU, a traditional center-right party. But here's the strange part. The line dividing those colors on the map matched almost perfectly with the old Iron Curtain, the border that once separated East and West Germany during the Cold War. Over 30 years after reunification, Germany still seems divided, not just in politics, but in economy, society, and even how cities are lit at night. So why? Why does this invisible line still matter? To find out, we have to go back. Not to 1990, but to the end of World War II, when Germany lay in ruins. Cities were bombed, people were homeless, and the future was uncertain. But how Germany was rebuilt would shape the divide we still see today. After the war, the western part of Germany was taken over by the United States, Britain, and France. The eastern part fell under control of the Soviet Union. And even though the whole country was broken, the way each side recovered was very different. In the West, cities like Cologne and Hamburg were heavily bombed. But thanks to the Marshall Plan, billions of dollars in aid came from the United States. This helped build modern roads, restart businesses, and create a free economy. Trade with nearby countries like France, Belgium, and the Netherlands helped the West grow quickly. The East, however, had a harder path. Some small towns weren't bombed as badly, but the Soviet Union treated East Germany as a resource to be used. They took factories, machines, even entire industries and moved them to Russia. The government controlled everything, following a strict plan economy. There was little room for new ideas or private businesses. And it wasn't just about money. Geography played a role too. West Germany had access to strong rivers like the Rhine, used for trade and shipping. The East didn't. The West had rich coal mines that powered industries. The East had brown coal, weaker and less efficient. So while West Germany turned into one of Europe's strongest economies, East Germany fell behind. Then in 1961, the division became permanent, with concrete. The Berlin Wall was built. It didn't just cut through the capital, it cut through families, friendships, and dreams. Thousands tried to escape to the West. Some dug tunnels, others hid in cars or tried to climb the wall. A few made it. Many didn't. For 28 years, the wall was the symbol of a divided world. Freedom on one side, control on the other. Then came 1989. The wall fell. People celebrated across the world. Germany was one again. Or was it? Because reunification didn't mean balance. It meant that East Germany, the former DDR, was absorbed into West Germany's system. The West German currency became the standard. Western rules, businesses, and politics were applied overnight. Most East German businesses couldn't keep up. They shut down. Millions lost their jobs. Young people moved west, leaving small towns in the East empty and aging. The government tried to help. They invested trillions of euros to rebuild the East. Roads, railways, buildings, all were updated. But the social wounds ran deep. To this day, Eastern Germany still has higher unemployment, lower wages, and fewer immigrants. Many young people still move west, and many who stay feel left behind. Even from space, the divide is visible. In Berlin, satellite photos show different colors of streetlights between the east and west, a glowing reminder of a past that never really left. And in 2025, that divide showed up again, loud and clear, in the election results. After the Berlin Wall fell in 1989, it looked like Germany was finally whole again. In 1990, the country was officially reunified, and many believed a new chapter had begun, one of peace, equality, and shared success. But for millions of East Germans, reality looked very different. The plan was to quickly turn East Germany's economy into a market economy, just like in the West. The government created an agency called the Treuhand to sell off state-owned companies from the East. It was supposed to help build a stronger future, but instead it caused massive problems. Around 80% of East German companies were shut down or sold to West German investors. Most of the profits went west, while the East lost thousands of jobs. Entire industries collapsed overnight. For many East Germans, it felt like they weren't joining a new country, but being taken over by one. And that wasn't the only problem. The West German currency, the Deutsche Mark, became the official money across the whole country. But prices didn't match real values. Suddenly, East German products became too expensive, and local companies couldn't compete. Shops closed, factories disappeared, people lost hope. Millions of East Germans started moving west in search of jobs. Between 1990 and 2017, over 3.6 million people left the East, while only 1.6 million moved the other way. That's a loss of 2 million people, mostly young and skilled workers. This created ghost towns. Schools closed, hospitals shut down. In many areas, only older people remained. Even today, East Germany has an older population, fewer job opportunities, and lower salaries than the West. The government spent over 2 trillion euros trying to rebuild the East, but the gap remains. The economy is still weaker. Big companies are still mostly based in the West. And while some cities in the East are growing, like Leipzig and Dresden, many rural areas are still struggling. And it's not just money, it's about power and ownership. Most of the businesses in the East are owned by West Germans. In fact, during privatization, 85% of companies were bought by people from the West. That means even when the East works hard, the profits often leave. Many high-paying jobs are also in West German cities like Frankfurt, Munich, and Düsseldorf. In the East, jobs often pay less and have fewer chances to grow. Even when young people want to stay, they earn less than their Western peers. All of this has a political effect too. In the East, many people feel left behind. They don't trust the government or big political parties, and that's why new parties are rising. In the 2025 elections, the far-right AfD won almost 21% of votes nationally, their highest ever. But in some eastern states, they got more than 35%, even 38% in places like Thuringia. The East turned deep blue on the election map. But it's not just the far right. A new left-wing party, BSW, also did well, especially in the East. Together, the AfD and BSW took nearly half the votes in several eastern regions. That's a powerful message. People aren't just angry, they feel forgotten. They see the West as rich and strong, and the East as ignored. Even after decades, the scars of division haven't healed. You can still feel the Iron Curtain, even if it's no longer there. So, will this divide ever go away? There are signs of hope. Young people are starting new companies in the East. Tech hubs are forming. Some cities are becoming more diverse and creative. But the deep economic and cultural gap is still there. It might take generations to fully close it. Because this isn't just about money, it's about identity, pride, and the feeling of being truly equal. Germany is one country on the map, but in daily life it can still feel like two different worlds. So what do you think? Can Germany ever become truly united? Or will the invisible line between East and West always remain? Let us know in the comments, and if you want more stories that explain the world, how it was, how it is, and where it's going, make sure to subscribe. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.